Hi, friends. Welcome. Let me scoot this back a little bit. We are doing our best today. Okay, we're scrambling. My grandma is watching the baby, and she told me yesterday that she wouldn't be able to watch her today. So then I was like, okay, well, I guess I'm not streaming. I did think about streaming earlier, like this morning when she told me that. But I was like, no, it's fine. I went to go see my niece. She just had a baby too. So I was like, I'll just cancel my stream. And then she texted me this morning, probably like 9 o'clock, and was like, oh, the lady I was supposed to take to the doctor's appointment canceled, so I can watch the baby if you want. And I was like, okay, awesome. Let me just rethink my whole day. So that's why we're running a little late, because I did end up going to still see my niece. Then I had to push back my lunch with my grandma so that she can then watch the baby. Then I had to go into the shop and work for my stepdad a little bit and do a few things. And then now we're here. So it's going to be a short stream, but it's going to be great. We're going to have fun. And I want to show you guys the Greninja hat that we started on last week, because I love it. I love it. There's only a few things that I would change differently on the next one, but look at this guy. And I'm going to put him up in my shop, in my Etsy. And he has a tongue. It is not detachable. When I used to make them, it was detachable. But I figured it's not Greninja without the tongue. So if you really wanted, you could cut it off. But I don't think people are going to. Because then you can wrap it around your neck like this. Oh, and the colors look so good. At least on my screen they do. And then he's got the little like shoulder pad looking thing. And he's got the little frog fingers. I almost vetoed this, but I kept it because I do like how it looks. I think it's really fun to be able to put your fingers in here and it'd be like blah, 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 blah. But I did scrap the little frog webbing because it just made it really thicker, or a lot more thicker to sew, and it was kind of a pain. And we already had all these other little details. I think that was fine to scrap. Things that I would do differently, I want it to stand up more, so I think if I made it wider and make the stretch going this way, that would fix that. This pulls a little bit, so I'm hoping that would also keep that from pulling. And then I did gray for the detailing on the shoulder pads and the eyebrow. There it is. But I think next time I will do white, and this will be one big white piece. And then the eyelid will sit over top of it. And then that'll make my life easier. But I love this going into this. This has like some stabilizer in it. I just really love how it turned out. And very happy. This is why I love doing this jar challenge. Okay, I got coffee on my hands, so it's sticky. Let me wash it. My dogs are eating poopy. Gross. Yeah, don't be getting dirty. Stop it. All right. So I'm just going to get right into it because we are limited on time. But we're going to draw from the jar. There's some things in here like Haunter, Gengar, Latios that I have already done. Gengar and Haunter are done. Latios is almost done. If I pull Latios, I will go ahead and finish it on stream. I think that's it. There's some things that I will veto if I pull it, like the only one I can think of right off is Pochita, because that would take the whole stream and we wouldn't get very far. So let me get my camera going and we will pull something. All right, hello friends. We are live again. It is Thursday, November 13th. We're gonna pull from the mystery jar. And like I was telling the live, I know for one, there's one thing that I will veto if we pull it, which will be Poochyena. But did I say Pochita? I might have said Pochita on the live, but Poochiana. And there's a few things that we've already done, like Haunted Gengar, Latios. So I will show those off, but they are pretty much already finished. All right. We're doing a short stream today because I've got like so many things that I had to do today. So we're fitting in what we can because I love this just so time, this chill, no baby. All right, ready? We'll show the live first. And then the camera. Oh, upside down. It's Ekans. Okay, so I was excited about this one. I have nothing to go off of, but it's a snake, so I think it'll be kind of easy. And I need to check if I have the right color. I think I do. But after playing Legends ZA, the Ekans that just slithers out of the bushes and comes for you, terrifying. But also I kind of love it. So I think Charlie Knight has a pattern for a snake, and if she does, I'm going to use it to make my life easier. But if not, this is also a Charlie Knight pattern. This head on Lapras kind of reminds me of Ekans. Maybe it's the separation part, but I could use this if they don't have one. But let me check right now. And yeah, we'll see if we have the colors and stuff to make an Ekans. Oh, I forgot to text my grandma back. Okay, let's check out Charlie So Desune. Patterns. My hands are so chapped right now because it is cold. Free patterns. I believe there is a snake one. Yes. Okay. Now here's hoping that my printer works to print it off. And it looks like there's a couple of different ways. Okay, let's do it. It's a lot of paper patterns. I also don't have my camera set up to be able to cut. You see that? You see that thing hanging right there? Yeah, that's my cord that has fallen. So, I could maybe plug it in and it would just be hanging, which is fine. But let's see, 26 through 33. It's a lot of paper patterns. I think it is gonna be pretty big. And then let's see if that's gonna print. Okay. Then let me look up Ekans colors. Yeah, so like purple and yellow, I totally have that. Oh, sweet. They even go over how to do the little rattle. Oh my gosh, it's gonna print on both sides. No. Stop it. Whoop. Okay. That's fine. We'll just use one of these. So it looks like we have the last page. I never print on both sides, so I don't know why it goes to it. You would think it would go to the last one that you did. All right, let me see if I can plug this in without it like falling. Handy dandy step stool. I was trying to see if I could put this over my fan just to help it. Oops, oops. Chill out. Is it out of paper? Nope, that's not a good sign. I've been working on some beanies too. And then I have a Sylveon and a Latios that we're working on. That hopefully I will finish. I don't know when, because I'm working at the shop tomorrow. But maybe tomorrow night, we'll see. But either way, I'm not super stressed about this convention. What I get done is what I get done. And that's what I have to remember. Okay, it literally printed. Wait. Are you serious? Okay, we're gonna let it do its thing. I don't know why it's still trying to do double-sided when it unchecked it, but we will. This printer. Do you hear that? We might not be making Nickens. Joey's already had to fix this once. Okay, we have 3, 5, 7. 7 and 8. Okay. Let's see if it'll print. But it kind of sounds like it's struggling. Yeah. Oh, I think it printed. It retried to do that job that I canceled. All right, let's see. Did you guys hear that? Yeah. So Joey had to super glue this little wheel back on that helps pull the paper. Okay. Okay. Maybe this is a sign that I finish what I started. Maybe that's what this means. So let's do that. Let me film real quick. Okay, so I think change of plans. So Desune does have a snake pattern, and I printed it, and it started doing both sides. And then my printer started making terrible noises. And Joey's already fixed it once and super glued the wheel back on, and I think the wheel might have fell off again. So we're going to wait on this. I don't have all of the pages printed. I have 3. I think I'm missing like 1 and 2, and all the other ones are on the backs of the others. So I think this is a sign for me to work on and finish what I have already done. And then if we have time, I'll see about drawing something else. Or I really want to do the EV and other evolution together, the half and half. So maybe that's what I will do if we have any extra time. But for now, I think I'm going to do Sylveon and Latios and finish those up. Okie dokie. So how about we put Ekans back in here. Okay, put this over here. And let me get the pieces that we need to work on for Latios and Sylveon, which is the eyes. So here's the eyes. And then I need to cut pieces for Sylveon eyes. And these are very simple, but I have to use, our eyes do I want to use? I have to do a satin stitch around the eyes because they have that like dark outline, and that does take a while. But it will be good to have this out of the way and have these done. 2 more hats to add to our inventory. I just don't have a lot of Pokemon plushies, which makes me a little sad, but I really haven't been making a whole lot of plushies. So we'll display our hats and it'll be fun. I'm bringing all my other beanies because I still want to do the 2 for 40 deal, or 2 for 45. And that works best when people have a lot to choose from. Okie dokie. So what we're gonna do first is sew we'll sew the red onto the Latios eyes. I'm so excited to add these back into my shop. The Latios and Latios. I haven't had them in my shop since 2014, I would say. I don't think I made one after I went off to college. I don't think I made them anymore because they did take so long to make, because I had to hot glue the head pieces on, and then I used paint marker for the eye detailing to make it darker. And then hot glue the eyes on. So I am glad that I'm glad that we're able to change some things, and we've come a long way, and we're able to bring it back into the store. The other one that I've had that problem with that I haven't been able to update yet is the Lucario hat, because that one I would hand sew all the little like black straps. And I love these big old eyes. After this Pokemon convention is over, I want to still do the mystery jar, but I think I'll add more things than just Pokemon, like things I've been wanting to do. Pokemon is always on my mind. There's always so many things that I want to make from Pokemon, because I just think that they have so many cute Pokemon. I want to make them all. I want to catch them all. I want to make them all. But there are other things that I would like to make. Let me think of some examples. I have a few Adventure Time characters, like Jake, and I've made BMO before. I only made it once, and it was a custom order because it did have all the buttons and stuff, and that was a lot to sew. Nope, not white. We need black. And I've made a Lady Rainicorn, which also took a lot of time. I've made a Finn hat, but you can also get those from like resellers for cheaper than I can make it. But sometimes I think it might be good to have it alongside my Jake hat. If people want quick cosplays and like they see the Jake and then they also see the Finn and they're like, oh, you can just get them both right here. I also used to make a lot of Digimon when I would take custom orders. And I wouldn't mind to have a few of those. But I'm not sure what the rules are for it on like Etsy. So I'll either have to look it up or I'll have to test it and see. Because I always would just take custom orders. I never actually set up a listing. But I do feel like Digimon fans don't have a lot of stuff to choose from for products. And so I think that that's why. I think there is an audience for it. An audience that I could cater to. Also, we got waitlisted for Katsucon, and that's okay. I'm not upset. I think that would have been way too much to take on. But they did finally send out wait lists. I've also kind of decided that I think at the beginning of the year or maybe the end of this year, I want to dye my hair blue. I want to wait for all the like Christmas photos and everything to be over, but I think it would be really cool to have blue hair for the beginning of the year because that's when all my conventions are. So then I've been wanting to dye it blue pretty much all my life. And then I was thinking, because I was a mom, I wasn't allowed to have blue hair anymore. And Joey's like, no, you should still do it. So I think I will. I want to dye it blue for a little bit. It doesn't have to be long. It'll probably fade really fast because I do have dark hair. And it would be a lot because we're going to have to bleach it. I don't want just blue tips. I want it all blue. So I also have to save up the money. And then once I'm done with the blue or it's faded or it's not looking good anymore, then I will probably dye it black. Because the last time I dyed it black, it did fade nicely into black, back into my brown hair. So that'll be a good transition back to it. But yeah, I just started thinking about that yesterday. I haven't even told Joey yet if that's my like plan. I don't want to put this too close to the edge because we are going to have to do a satin stitch. I don't have my Latias compared to. I do, but it's in the closet, so I don't want to get it out yet. But before I go and sell these at the convention, I need pictures of this one. I'm hoping Joey will take a picture with me. So we can do Latias and Latios. And then I need to take a picture of my Greninja hat. Bethany and I have been playing Supermarket Simulator. It is free right now. And we finally got to a point where we can kind of just sit back and do nothing. And now we're like, okay, this is a little boring. But I think it'll get better because we're going to keep expanding, and we're going to get into where we can do online orders and shipments. And that'll be a whole new thing to learn and territory to be in. So we'll be able to do it. But I mean, it'll be okay. Like if we've reached our limit on it, we played it for almost a week straight. I think we have probably 27, we're probably close to 30 hours. But Marvel Rivals just released their new season, so we'll probably jump back into that. And we haven't played Dead by Daylight in a while, so I could see us going back to that too. Now that I'm finally able to play and the baby like not wake up, because she goes down at 7 o'clock. But before then, she would sometimes wake up like in an hour or like at 10. So I didn't want to do anything like competitively or anything that would hurt my teammates. So I can totally see us getting back into Dead by Daylight or Marvel Rivals. I got a really good coffee from the next town over. And I also had a coffee this morning that I made at the house, and then I just made another one. At first I was like, oh, I don't think I need it. You know, I'm bumping right now because I've been running around and like I have a lot of energy. But now I'm kind of glad that I made it, because now that I'm finally sitting down and having a minute to decompress, I could totally start to fall asleep. So I'm glad we have the coffee. And I should have a video up on Mondays. Mondays are going to be the video days. It'll be my last farmer's market, as long as everything goes okay, because I did have to blur the background just because there's a bunch of people and this is a small town that people would probably riot if they knew they were on YouTube. So I'm gonna try to blur them, but the parking lot is right behind me, so that's why I was in a new spot. And so it makes me glad that all the other time for the farmer's market that I had a wall behind me, because that would have been very annoying. I probably would have stopped vlogging if I had to blur the background every time, because it does pretty good. But if I move too much, then it starts blurring my side of my face or whatever gets in the way of the area that I blurred. So I'd have to keep clipping it and blurring this section to this section. So it would be a lot more editing for not a good quality vlog, honestly. Because it's just mostly me chatting. All right, we're gonna plug in the hot glue gun and start doing the satin stitches. after we glue it, but I am also going to cut a Sylveon nose. So if y'all ever have any ideas for things you want me to make, it can be hats, it can be beanies, it can be plushies. Let me know and I can add them to the jar. I just got some more fabric in and I really wanted to try to make a Mimikyu for this convention, but I'm not sure if we're gonna have time. I forgot to put the pink on top of the Sylveon, so I had to, luckily I hadn't sewn it all the way up, but I had to open this one part a little bit so that I could still put it on there. And then what we do for this is we hot glue the nose on, and then we put a little bit of hot glue to hold the eyes in place. And then I sew the eyes on. I used to hot glue these all the way down, and that just took so much time. And I was just so afraid to do it on my machine, which my older machines probably wouldn't have been able to handle this because it is so thick. But it is a lot faster. Now this isn't faster than taking the fabric marker and doing the outline around it, but it does look a lot better. And there's always a possibility that I mess up with the fabric marker and then that kind of destroys the whole hat. I never messed it up where I couldn't sell the hat. I was usually able to fix it, but sometimes I did have to do more. Sometimes it was more trouble than it was worth, honestly. Okay, while my hot glue gun is warming up, I do want to see what I have that I can work on tomorrow when I go to work at the shop. I have an Espeon, I think, that I can take. Oh, can't forget to sew on Sylveon's bow. And then I've sewn some Vaporeon bodies, but I don't have the pieces for it. We also will have Team Skull beanie and the bandana, and we'll have Team Aqua bandanas. We'll have Drifloon bucket hats. We have Umbreon beanies. I think I have one Ditto beanie. I'm going to pick up some beanies from the card shop tomorrow, and I think I might have some Gengar. Maybe some Umbreon. I need to do some more Pokemon beanies, but they really don't have a lot of colors for the beanies that I like. The quality that I like of the beanies. I ordered some off Amazon, which is where I usually get them. But I tried some other ones, and they just don't, they look like really faded colors, and they stretch quite a bit, which some people like. But the colors just kind of look faded where I'm like, oh, I don't know how I feel about this quality of the beanies. So they'll probably be my like practice beanies. And if I make a design and it turns out good and it doesn't mess up, then it'll be a one-off with that style of beanie. But and especially for pink beanies right now, the ones off Amazon rarely come back in stock. So I've got some off of Temu, and they are very loose, which I've had people try on both, and it goes either way. If people have a big head, of course they like the looser fit, but some people do prefer the tighter, better quality. But I only do Kirby on those because it's such a small. I could try Ditto, but it almost worries me that it would just stretch too much. All right, so Sylveon's eyes are good. So we'll sit this over here. We do have to sew them on, but I'm gonna go ahead because I'm gonna unplug my hot glue gun. So we're gonna go ahead and glue these down a little bit. Oh, I just love it. It looks so clean. And then let me get the placement of this compared to the Latias. I want them to be similar. Here's the Team Skull beanie. And then it has a bandana. You can buy separately or as a pair. Here's Umbreon. And here's Latias. So I need to see. I have them kind of like inside the shape that they have on their heads. And it's kind of tilted. It's a little closer. Right there. That looks good. Look at it! I really hope I can convince Joey to take pictures with me. I think it'd be so cool. And I think I could have him wear this one maybe. Because I'd probably give him Latios. I don't know if they specifically have genders, if they're gender only one gender of each, but it would only make sense that I always think of it as Latios in Spanish, like if it ends in O or E or whatever, it's male accents or whatever it's called. I can think of it. And then female is the AS. So that's how I remember Latios and Latias. Alright, let's leave these down a little bit. And I do the satin stitch on these as well, so this takes a long time to go through all these layers. All right, we got this hot glued on. Those seem pretty good. Unglue, oh my gosh, unplug. Wow, my hot glue gun. Trying to hot glue stuff with my baby as she is in the walker and traveling around. It's hard. Once she notices it, because it's like a cord that hangs down, she doesn't forget. She won't forget. So I have to like move it over here, and then she's upset the whole time that I'm keeping this dangerous item from her. How could I? So I have found what works best for this satin stitch on these, because my machine likes to skip stitches when I do a satin stitch. But if I use embroidery thread on the top and on the bobbin part, it doesn't do it as bad. It might not do it at all. I can't remember. I'll let you know. But I definitely know that it was much better. I just still have to go over it a few times. All right, let's do Latios. Hope everyone's doing good. Have you guys seen like the Northern Lights? I haven't got to see them, but seen them. I haven't got to see them, but I see everyone posting pictures. I haven't tried. Last time I tried to go see them, I like drove around. I was also pregnant, and I just kind of put myself in a bad mood because I got my hopes up that I would see them, and I just didn't have any luck. So then I was sad. And I tried to go get ice cream to cheer myself up, and I tried a new flavored Dairy Queen, which is another mistake. Should have just stuck to what I knew. Okay, I always debate if I should, while I'm on the straight stitch, go to the other side and do the straight stitch, or if I should go ahead and switch to the satin stitch and do it while my needle is in this area. And I honestly change it every time, but I do think it is better if I just stay to what I'm on. Because then it's less back and forth, like less moving the hat around. And I always debate, oh, well, do I back stitch and go back over it so it's also less moving around? But I don't know. It's just always so conflicting. It got really cold here. And now it's supposed to be back to 70s. I mean, we got snow. It snowed here. And now it's the 70s this weekend. Supposedly. So this is the part that takes a long time and like skips stitches sometimes. It's only when I go over the thick parts of it, so when I'm going to like 4 layers. So, I mean, I guess understandably so. Joey works at a sewing factory, and they were giving away sewing machines. And you had to sign up for it, and he did. He said he was like number 5 on the list. And I think they gave away 4, but I don't know how many people signed up after him. But he didn't get picked. I was like, oh man. I was like, maybe you can find someone that won and like see if they actually want it. Like maybe you can convince them, be like, hey, my wife sews as her business. So I feel like some of those people, they don't want a sewing machine. Like either they're gonna gift it to someone or they're gonna try to sell it, which I don't know if they're allowed to do. I mean, they probably can't post about selling it. But I bet that's what some people are doing. Because you work at a sewing factory and you're telling me that you're going to go home and sew more. I mean, I would do that because I have considered working there. But I don't know. These are older people. I don't think they're going to do that. So here's kind of how it's looking. But you can see that it skipped some. And then this is where I've started to go over it again. But then my thread started breaking. The only problem with this embroidery thread is it does start to fray after a while. I really need to invest in some better embroidery thread too, because even on my embroidery machine, this will break, and I don't feel like it should be that fragile. I also ran out of bobbin. That could have also be why. I use my other bobbin, so let's see. It's not embroidery thread. So let's see how it works. Yeah, no, I think we're gonna have to go back to the embroidery bobbin. It's kind of working, but it's also skipping. And it could be because we are on the 5 layers that I was talking about. Because let's see, it's 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. Yeah, so we have 2 white layers, the blue layer, and then the white of the eye and the red of the eye. Luckily, I'm not going through the pupil and the reflection, but it starts to struggle after 4 layers, honestly. Because the Sylveon goes through 4, I think, and it still struggles. winding bobbin. Let's go. It's funny when I do this at the shop. People are like, "What are you doing?" Because I'm, I don't have anything, and I'm just doing this. And they're like, "What are you sewing right now?" I was like, "Oh, I'm not winding my bobbin." It is like squeaking though. I probably need to. I don't usually oil the bobbin thing, but it probably wouldn't hurt to give it a little love. Probably needs some good loving. Whoops. All right, let's try again. So in the supermarket that Bethany and I have been making, you can hang up posters and stuff too, which we didn't find out until later into the game. So now we've been decorating our store with posters. And we have some Twilight posters up. And we've been talking about the Twilight songs that really just take us back. And I recently brought up the Robert Pattinson one, that, like the song he actually sings. And it's like less than a minute long of him actually singing. And it's like instrumental. And yeah, we just fangirled all over again. Oh, it broke again. See, it looks so good, but this part really aggravates me. And there's nothing I can do other than just go over it. Maybe if I got some better embroidery thread, like I said, that might help. But I just gotta keep going over the same spot until it like sticks. And what I do with the Sylveon one is I usually cut the pupil back so that when I sew, it's like not actually catching it, which I could do with this. Maybe I could just not do the red. I could just do the white under it. And then the white would blend in. There it goes again. I still feel like there's gotta be a better way. I just don't know it. Because some people are like, well, do it on the embroidery machine. And I just don't think I can unless I do some kind of applique. But maybe I can look into it. I don't know. I also just feel like this is something that my sewing machine should be able to handle. You know, you're a machine. I can do this with my hands, but it'll take me forever. And maybe sometimes it's when I go too fast. And we're making these for the PokeCon Fest that is in Frankfort, Kentucky this Saturday. Not exactly sure what to expect. I'm going to try to keep my hopes up. But they do a lot of different conventions. And it's definitely going to be a smaller one because they don't have a lot of following from what I see. At least on their Instagram, I believe. I guess I could check their Facebook and see if it's any different. Because I do feel like for events, Facebook is a good place to see their reach, at least. All right, now let's try to go over this one spot again. And then we can move on to the other eye. Sorry, maybe this wasn't a fun thing to do on stream. I think I do remember having to hand stitch some on the Latias. But that actually looks pretty good. Maybe I won't have to. Okay, here's the final look. It just looks so nice. And now we're gonna go back to a regular stitch and stitch along the other eye. Oops, too far. Sorry, I'm trying to not smack the mic. But we do have to pivot. Keep rolling. And if you're wondering what I'm doing, I'm changing the stitches from like zigzag to straight. And then I have to make the like zigzag stitches smaller so that it changes the, let's see, that would be the width. No, the length. The length between the little zigzags. I shortened that. And then I do extend the length, which is how like wide the needle goes. Just a little bit. And yeah, I do think the next time I make this, if I can remember, or I might make a note, to maybe get rid of the white underneath the red part. That way it's still one piece, but I'm not going through so many layers. Gotta remember to relax my shoulders. This is how I strain my neck. I also think I'm like clenching my jaw in my sleep because my jaw, or clenching my teeth in my sleep because my jaw's been hurting. I don't remember specifically making a Lugia hat, but I had a pattern for it. So now I'm like, well, maybe I did. Or like, I guess I did, but I don't remember if I took a picture. Let's see, we got about 45 minutes left. It might just be me working on Pokemon eyes. I can also show you guys the Gengar Haunter. Also, I'll tell you guys now, after this convention, I'll probably go ahead and start running a Black Friday deal, and it'll probably go through Black Friday weekend, and then that will be it. Because I'm hoping people will order stuff sooner rather than later. And I won't have as much to do last minute. because I do have GalaxyCon Columbus beginning of December, but I'm also not going to stress about that one. I'm going to focus on like online orders, and then whatever else I get to make, it'll be what it'll be. I'll just make sure I have enough products to cover my expenses, because that convention was not the best last year, and I probably will not do it after this year. And I know the economy is just bad right now, and maybe we'll try it again in the future. I'm not saying I had necessarily any problems with the convention itself or the staff. One, it's a far drive for me. It's like 6 hours. And being so close to Christmas, there's other markets and festivals that I can do closer for cheaper. That table is like $400. And then I have to buy a hotel for Thursday, Friday, Saturday, Sunday. Well, not Sunday. Luckily, I split it with Bethany, so it's not too bad. But yeah, there's just other stuff, and the Christmas parade is always like first weekend in December. And when the baby gets older, we're not gonna want to miss that. We're gonna want to go to it and see the cool fire trucks. Oh, we're so close. This one, well, we did also have to rewind the bobbin. I was like, this eye's going better than the other one. And of course, this also takes like so much bobbin. Okay, I think we finished it. Let's take look-sees. What do you think? It looks so good. There's so much blue. So much blue in the room. So much blue on my shirt and on this hat. It turned out so good. Let me clip this thread. Okay. Now let's set this over here with its mate. And Sylveon. Let's do it. And then don't let me forget to sew Sylveon's bow on, okay? Yeah, see, this is 1, 2, 3 layers actually, because I moved the pupil down off the blue a little so that I don't have to catch the white. I do sometimes catch it, but if I don't, it'll be a lot easier for me. So just do a quick regular stitch around. I'm trying to think of which Pokemon I want to do if I do the half and half of Eevee and another one. What's wrong one? I know I had extra of one, but I don't remember right off which one it was. We're gonna try the back and forth method on this one and see if it feels like it goes any faster. It probably will. I think it was Jolteon that I had extra like yellow, like one extra cut that I could use. Hopefully I can do that before the convention, because that was the one other thing. I wanted to do Latios hat and Latios, and then I wanted to do that. And the Greninja, I wanted to add to, but I wasn't gonna be like super upset if I didn't get to it before the convention. But the half and half one, I've been wanting to do for a while. Rotate. Sorry if I smack you with the mic. Come on, back it up. Sometimes if I have the foot pedal like down while I'm still trying to reverse, I guess, it doesn't want to go sometimes. This is also my old foot pedal, because I have noticed it kind of gets a little stuck after a while because it's older. Whereas my newer one is on my older machine at the shop. The other question is, I could go Like, this is on 0.4. I could go all the way to like 1. I just don't think it would work. Like, it works, but I still have to go over it, so might as well. Might as well leave it a little bit of gap, so. It's not as thick. We go a little bit, and then we back up a little bit. And then we go a little bit further, and then we back up a little bit. And that's how we do it. And then we turn a corner. And that's it. I'm gonna go down just a little further because I saw that there was one spot that had a little bit of blue. Yeah, that was so much faster, wasn't it? The Sylveon compared to the Latios. So that's what I'm gonna have to do next time to try to not go through so many layers. Back to the regular stitch. So Bethany sent me this video. I watched it this morning about, I think her name's Sophia, staying at all the Las Vegas Strip hotels and like talking about all the things there is to do and the price points and stuff. And it was really cool. I love videos like that. I wanted to travel to all 50 states with it, like in a summer. And I had like a big spreadsheet, and I had this app that I could plan the road trip. And this was when COVID was dwindling. Like, everything was opening back up. So my friend Tia and I decided that that was a good time to try to do everything, because maybe there still would be like less people. Maybe things would be cheaper because people are trying to get like just whatever money they can back and doing like sales to get people out of the house. But then the cruise lines also opened back up, and Tia worked on cruise lines, and then when COVID came, they shut them all down. So she went back to work, and she was worried that I'd be upset. And I'm like, no, I don't fault you whatsoever. Like, that is your job. That's what you would be doing if COVID wasn't going on right now. So go do it. And then and my bobbin got all wound up, and now we're gonna have to rewind the last little bit. Or, well, we're gonna have to do a new one. We're just gonna throw that one away. And she's like, we'll do it again. We'll plan something. But by that time, I was like, yeah, sure. But I'm pretty positive that we wouldn't, because I was ready to settle down and get married, even though I hadn't met Joey yet. But it wasn't long after that I did. So Okie dokie. But I still would like to do all 50 states. It just won't be in that short amount of time. It'll be like through my whole lifetime. And I feel like I've gone to more than the average person. Like I've been to California, Washington, Nevada. I'm trying to think of this. We went on a trip out west when I was 4 years old, before I started school. So I went to a lot of those, like North Dakota, or maybe one of the Dakotas, I think, Montana, Nevada, Arizona, somewhere in there. And then of course I've got Kentucky and all like the surrounding states. Then I lived in Delaware for a little bit. I worked in New York for a little bit. I worked in Florida for a little bit. So I've got like the South and basically all of the East Coast. So I think that's pretty good. The main thing on the bucket list right now is Mall of America. That is top bucket list item. And my mom was trying to get us to go this year, but I had the baby and I was like, I don't know if I want to take the baby. And I wanted Joey to be able to go, and she was trying to plan it during the week so that my grandma could go. But I was like, no, this is the biggest mall in the world. Joey and I are mall people. We love to just walk around. I need him to go with me. So we'll have to plan that. Next year we have a cruise planned, but maybe the year after that. We used to do family vacations every year and like rent kind of like a house in Florida. But our family is so big now, it's like so far extended. My siblings have kids and significant others, so there's almost too much of us. UPS? I don't think I ordered anything. Maybe Joey ordered something? Now I'm sitting here trying to think of what I ordered because I got my fabric in. I haven't done any Christmas shopping, which is okay. It's still beginning of November. But it's always so hard to shop for Joey's family because I don't know what they want, and I'm not I don't get to talk to them enough to like to kind of get ideas when they're like talk about things like, oh, maybe they would like this. I do think he got some stuff for his brother though, so that's good because we never know what to get him. We always get him a Steam gift card. We're almost done with these eyes. I don't think I could make a bunch of these in a row. I would have to, like when it came to this part, I would have to finish one all the way and then restart over. Because just doing eyes, I think I would start falling asleep. All right, it looks good. And then I'll go ahead and sew this bow on so that Sylveon is done. Check my threads. Looks good. Look at those eyes. And these are pretty. Put this back on the other stitch so I don't forget. And then once I get this on, I'll probably show you guys. I'll show you Gengar and Haunter. And sorry. And then I might go ahead and end it early. I know earlier than usual. Well, it's not as long as usual, but it's usually the same time. Just because I don't have anything else that I can really start on. Oh, I might have to get water. I hope he's whining. And so I think I might just end it early. That way I can go use the bathroom and then start maybe cutting some stuff before I have to go get the baby. But since I don't have the like cutting table area and stuff set up, I don't really want to do that on camera because you wouldn't really get to see anything. And you know, I might be dying from choking on my spit, so maybe we should end it. I know coffee doesn't help with coughing, but that's all I have right now, so. All right, here's a Sylveon with the little bow. It looks so cute. And then let me show you Haunter and Gengar, and we did the Wooloo hat. So you guys got to see that. But I'm pretty happy with the new variety. This isn't the most variety of Pokemon that I've had, I don't think, because I really don't have the evolutions. I'm not sure what I have at the game shop that I'm going to take with me. But I've been focused on making newer stuff, or stuff I haven't made in a while. So here's Gengar. So with that, I had to sacrifice the evolutions. I'm going to still try to make, we have Glaceon for sure. I think Umbreon at the store. And then maybe another one. We don't have a lot of evolutions. I need to try to make something, but here's Haunter. I really love the Haunter on the hat more than Gengar. Gengar's face is so hard to get right. So just Haunter though looks so good. The little spikies. Yeah. And again, these will be available on my website and my Etsy. After this convention, I'm really gonna get it ready for Christmas, and I'm gonna start my Black Friday early, like I said. So keep a lookout for that. Not sure like how much off it'll be yet. And you already get free shipping on things over $35. So yeah, it'll be a percentage off of some kind. But I'm gonna end it there so I can do a few things before I have to leave. But thank you guys so much for watching. I hope you enjoyed this short little stream. It wasn't even 2 hours long, but I'm glad that I got to do it. I needed the us time, you know? I needed the me time, I needed the us time. Also, just realized you can see this big piece of plywood. This is what I used for my cutting table, and then I covered it with cutting mats and like tape. But this other piece I still want to use, and it needs to go in the shed. So haven't taken it out there. It's been several months. But I will end it there, guys. Thank you so much for watching. I appreciate you all. And I will have a video for you guys on Monday. Bye-bye. See you next Thursday. I should be here next Thursday. As long as I have a babysitter, I'll be here next Thursday.